rest, y'all know the rest, you up? Yeah. 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 My niggas lit, we gon' talk about it. Chop me a potty, put chalk around it. Back to that money, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, let's talk about it. Pull up in the corners, I'm double parking. Step in the spot, you know who ballin'. Too many lefts, you know about the gang. I stay with the triple, no run up on me. You know how I'm moving, you know how.
What's poppin', y'all? This is Life After Bars. I'm your host, Power. Today, we in Shiesty Heights, Cambria Heights, the north side. We talk to my Uncle Love. The infamous Love. You know what I'm saying? He's a mentor to a lot of young dudes when I was growing up. And we gonna catch up with him and talk about his life after the bars. Right now we gonna get into it.
What's going on,
Uncle Love, what's do? What it do? What it do?
Everything's good, man.
All right.
Everything's good.
All right. You feeling alright?
I always feel great.
All right. We gonna get right into it. The infamous Love.
Yeah.
Cambria Heights, 219, right?
Yeah. I'm comfortable here.
Where it started at. Tell us about your life before going to jail.
Well, as you see, this was a beautiful neighborhood, man. We grew up, you know, kind of like in a situation where we had little bicycles, and we thought we had it good. We thought we had it good, but you know, life shows up. You know, we didn't know that our parents were struggling, and that we had to go out and earn shit. You know what I mean? So that kicked in. You know, 12, 13. We started seeing different things, and our wants and our needs got a little bigger. You know what I mean? So it kind of changed the game in the middle. So we started hustling. You know, started small, stealing, hustling, messing around, just doing kid stuff. Then it got serious. You know, brothers had to earn. It was very important to still maintain respect for our parents, because our parents, you know, they helped. They was on a different status. You know what I'm saying? So even though we was out doing us, we still had to maintain a certain amount of respect. So that meant even the stuff we was doing on the street, we didn't allow people to come and just act any kind of way in our neighborhood. You know, we kind of held this down.
Yeah.
When you came on 219, you had to have respect, because you know our mothers, our aunts, our cousins, they was coming through. So we kind of held shit down.
So how was your family life like when your mom? So like what type of values and stuff that she had instilled in you? You know what I'm saying? Before you reached the street, like, you know what I'm saying? What type of home life you had?
I had a beautiful home life, man. My mother was, she was a church-going lady, you know. You know, we had to learn manners. We had to maintain that. You know what I mean? Even, you know, you had to be respectful. You had to be respectful. In my house, you know, you even got a little taste of that before my mom's passed. She didn't play that. You know, you had to be, you know, a stand-up person. And you had to be a man.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You had to respect women. You had to do certain things in my house.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That was a beautiful thing, because it maintained and it rolled over even when I got into some of the stuff I got into. I always held on to.
So what led to you going to jail? Then, if your family life was like that, you know what I'm saying? You had your mom. Who was your mom's a preacher or Sunday school teacher? Or she was a minister?
My mother was a minister. My mother and father were ministers.
Okay, so then what led to you doing the things you did that led to you going to jail?
You know, being inquisitive. I wanted to know about stuff. So when I got caught up in the hustling game, it no longer really. The values that I learned went out the window, because I was a kid. I was, you know, touching stuff. I wanted to learn how this worked. I wanted to have stuff. I wanted to have a chain. I wanted to buy a car. I wanted to hang out. I wanted to go to the disco fever. I wanted to do the things kids do. And you know, without weekly allowance, that wasn't enough, baby. We had to make it happen. You know
what year was this? What time? What year was this? That all this was going on?
74.
74. And what was the popular thing going on in 74?
You know, selling weed. And gang fighting. You know,
you was down with a gang?
Yeah, we joined gangs. We joined the Seven Immortals.
Oh, what?
And me and my cousin Mash, we started our own gang, the Savage Spades.
Oh, yeah?
We branched off because, you know, we always had this thing about, I don't know if it's the people from 219, we always had this thing that we didn't have to listen to them. We kind of set our own rules. So 219 was a strong force in this neighborhood. You know, you have the Linden Boulevard, the Bank Boys and all that, but 219 stood out because we always wanted to be here. And we kind of ran these streets with an iron fist, man. We basically had to hold the other guys down in the neighborhood because when things got bigger than them, they had to come see us on 219.
So at the time you was doing all this, what was your drug of choice? Which was weed, though? What was going on in that era right there?
Started out smoking weed, and sniffing the cocaine, and you know, that went on for a couple of years, and it graduated, you know, and I have to thank God I'm still alive because I got addicted to cocaine and heroin.
This would led you to jail?
Yeah. Basically,
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Let's get into that. How you end up going to jail? You know what I'm saying? The drug use and stuff like that. What was that time like? What was that?
You know, it was the addiction that made me not think. So, you know, when you're on these streets and you're not a thinker, you're going to jail. So I was doing things spontaneous. I wasn't thinking before I acted. You know what I mean? You know, you have to think before you act. So I would just jump in the gun. I was just doing shit to be doing it to maintain my addiction. You know what I mean? I wasn't hustling for money no more. You know, I was hustling to maintain an addiction. And, you know, anything can happen at that time. You know,
but at the same time you was doing that, right? Kids was looking up to you and whatnot. How you was maintaining that? Young kids such as myself, they was looking up to you and you was dropping jewels and stuff. So how you was maintaining that? You know what I'm saying?
See, you have to, you know, like I said, growing up on 219 was different because we were all family and we always had to look out for the young. So I couldn't, even though I had an addiction, it didn't take away my morals. You know what I mean? So before I would let you go ahead and bump your head, I would tell you, no, look, don't go across the street over there because they doing this and you don't need to be over here. And then I would stand by it. I would go over there and snatch you up and pull you away from that. You know, just my love for you being a little brother, a little cousin, or whatever you was to me, you were family. You know what I mean? And family means a lot to most of the brothers that came from 219. We maintain that to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a fact.
Giving a jewel to a younger brother from 219 is an honor. You know, it's a blessing. You know, that I can go tell my little brother, yo, don't do that. And he respects me because he came from 219 and he knows what this is about. You know what I mean? So this was a family-oriented hustle. You know what I mean? It wasn't about being a bad guy. It was about being a man.
Facts,
you know what I mean?
Facts.
So many times we seen guys come over here and try to be bad, and we had to check them because of our moral base, because this is our family. So they might not have been blood family, but they were 219 family. So almost meant the same thing.
But who was your mentor? Your brother? What was his name? What Uncle Sam, right?
My brother Sam.
Yeah.
Jerry Young.
So they taught you what you knew.
Randy Reed. Well, Randy was kind of like, my cousin Randy was kind of like our mentor because he was right there with us, and he was still going to school, playing ball and doing shit. So it was certain things that we just couldn't do. He wasn't having it. But he was still a part of the hustle.
Yeah.
But like I said, the moral base, holding your family together, he was hard on us about that.
All right, we're gonna run it forward.
Yeah.
You went to jail.
Right.
What did you go to jail for? How much time did you do?
I did 3 5-year bids. Each time I went to jail was for possession and sale. When I went to jail the first time and seeing what that shit was about, it shook me. The first time I went to Elmira, they had shredded somebody's body up and the blood was coming down the stairs and we walking up the stairs, and I was shocked because I was a kid. And I didn't want to be there.
What year was that?
That was 83.
Ooh. That's when jail was jail, right?
Yeah. It was real serious. And after you, because you know you become a product of your environment. So after you learn how to survive in jail, it's crazy what I'm about to say. When I came home off of that first bid, I couldn't maintain the streets. I actually was doing shit to go back to jail. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable in the free cycle.
Oh, for just a 3 to 5?
Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable when I was institutionalized immediately. So I didn't feel comfortable being out here. So whatever I did, I basically was trying to go back to jail.
Wow.
You know,
well, you felt more comfortable in jail than in the streets?
Yeah. Because your status, I built up a good status in jail, and I had a certain respect clause that went down in there. And I couldn't maintain that in the street because shit changed. When you leave and you come back, now you're a grown boy. You're a grown man now, and you got the block. And I can't do what I want to do on the block, and I feel pushed to the side, you know what I mean? But in jail, I could fall right back in my spot. You know what I mean? And you feel challenged, and you know, you don't feel important no more. That's what I thought.
That was for the first bid. So you came home and you was feeling like that.
Yeah.
So you went right back.
I went right back 60 days later.
And how much time was that?
Same thing.
Another 3.5 to 5?
Yeah, same thing.
For possession.
Possession is same.
Alright, so now you're doing that bid. And you come home.
Right.
What's life like for you then? When you come home with the second one?
The second one was the same thing.
Came home?
The third one.
Another 3.5 to 5?
Yeah. It was the third bid that woke me up.
Alright. How was that experience like?
That was me wanting to be home because I had children now that I was being allowed to see.
How many?
I got 6 boys. I got 3 daughters and 6 boys, and that was strange. When I say that, the first 2 times in my life I didn't care about my kids. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, because I was having trouble with the baby mothers, and I didn't feel like that I was important enough to have a relationship with my kids. I didn't feel, you know, like I was wanted. But after the third bid, you know, my kids started reaching out to me, especially like my oldest daughter, Kim. She would reach out to me and say certain things. And I started missing them in a different kind of way. You know, how can I get back in their life?
How's the relationship with them?
Oh,
with
it's
Kim?
crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's crazy.
It's so much love. It's overwhelming. You know, the love is overwhelming, man. And the thing about that is, like you said, not just Kim, even the little brothers that grew up around us that looked up to us. Just the love that I got when I came home and that I received kept me home. So I'm going on 22 years since my last bid.
But how's life been for you since you've been home? It's been all ups?
Well, life shows up. Shows nothing all the way up. You know, the persona is different because you see a guy got some jewelry, got some money in his pocket, driving something. You feel like everything is good. Everything ain't good. You still got problems. You know, your daughters. One daughter's having babies. One daughter's having problems with the boyfriend. This is shit you got to figure out. You're becoming a father for the first time in your life. It's strange. It's crazy. You have to maintain something. You have to hold something together. It becomes important.
Yeah.
Boy, you can't beat it. You know, that's more than money. You know what I mean? When you establish yourself, and you're able to help things, because you can't fix nothing.
Yeah. No, but what was you going through personally? Like coming home from your last bid and whatnot, the ups and the downs. What were some of the things you was going through?
Well, I started kicking my addiction. I had to kick that to the curb, and I started seeing things that was more important. You know, like I said, building my family was more important. Building a relationship with the family. What made it real is that it worked. You know, when you get a hug from your daughter, and you've been out of her life for 15 years, come on, and she telling you she love you, you know, and it's unconditional love, you know, you can't beat that, you know.
So for the kids, right?
Yeah.
Your addiction, how did you fight that? That's some strong shit right there.
You have to make a choice. I had tried programs before. That shit don't work for me.
Not for you.
That shit did not work for me. I had to make a personal choice. Either I'm going to use drugs or I'm not. Because I can't hold nothing down using drugs. You know? As soon as I made that choice, my whole world flipped. 2 bank accounts, 2 baby mamas want to be in my life. You know, grandkids get good Christmas. You know, mad love. I could pay bills. You know, the choice was beautiful, man. But what I'm trying to say is, using drugs has to be a personal choice. Programs and all that is fine. It might work for some people. That didn't work for me. You know, I had to basically say I'm done.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
and, yeah, I don't miss that
so
shit.
today, what is Uncle Love into? What are you doing, man? What is your journey like? You know what I'm saying? What's your life like right now? What are you doing? What you doing?
Today, you know, like I do the mentor, the Team Love thing. Mentor bad teenagers or
at risk youth. At
risk youth. I go to group homes.
Shout out to Martin the Porous too on that.
And shout out to Team Love to all my little brothers. We go around and what I showed them, because what I found out is a lot of young brothers don't have family.
Facts.
So with Team Love, what I do is I take my little brothers around to old folks' homes. You know, we started this down south, and we introduced them to the old people that don't have no kids. And the connection is beautiful because they start to bond. You know, and when I go get my kids, you know, the little kids that I mentor, they asking about these old people in these group homes. Like, they done named them Grandma and Papa and all that type of shit. That shit is weird, but it's real because they don't have any kids, and these young guys, these young men don't have any parents. And the connection is automatic because it's all about love.
So that's what you're doing, love. Man, that's all about love. But listen. Before we get out of here, right?
Yeah.
I want you to look at that camera, right? And like how you used to school me, you used to school JB. I need you to get a little homies some advice. You know what I'm saying? For us dealing with jail and drugs. You know what I'm saying? Whatever from your heart. Just give it to them. Look in that camera right there and give them something.
This is a special shout out to all the little homies from Cambria Heights, and a special shout out for the 219 little homies. I want y'all to understand that today you have a choice. You have a choice to live, or you have a choice to die. Now it could be a physical death, or it could be a social death. You know, so I really want you brothers to sit down and think about what you need to do. And don't be in a rush to find the answer. You know, take your time. It's about that one step at a time. Shit is real. You know, find out something or find something you can do that you can build on. You know, have some love and respect for your parents or whoever's in charge of your household. You know what I mean? Because it starts there. And the real shit is have some respect for yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Make sure that you look decent enough to go out to represent something. Whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whatever you represent, make sure that you keep yourself decent, man. You know, it's a very important thing to maintain your hygiene and pull your pants up. Because if y'all know the understanding about having your pants sag, you wouldn't sag your pants. You know, I don't want to shout that word out because they might try to sue us, but pull your pants up because it's not a good thing. You know what I mean? And I just want you young brothers to understand that knowledge is infinite and it never stops, man. You can always know something, and knowledge is to know. You'll always be able to learn something if you open up your mind. And I'm gonna just say peace. And Team Love, I love you.
Yo, thanks. Yo, thanks for chopping up with me. I love you. You know, you like my real uncle, and when I mess with you. Yo, this is Life After Bars. I'm Power, and I thank you for joining me today. You know what I'm saying? This is like my uncle right here. I grew up watching him, and listening to him talk and capping and shit, but you know, he been through a lot, and I appreciate him sitting down with me and kicking it with me, because it brings me back to certain things. So I want to thank y'all for joining us, and next week we got something special. I've been home 12 years. All right. We're going to have a double episode. It's going to be epic,
right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to be at the mansion, we're going to kick it, we're going to chop it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Uncle Love has a birthday coming up.
Yeah, Uncle Love birthday, you know what I'm saying?
28th.
Yeah, the 28th. Oh yeah, we about to do it. Yeah, we about to do it. But listen, he looking like Ron DMC right now, so we gonna get on out of here till next week. I'll holler at you.
Yeah. Too many lefts, y'all know the rest, yo. Yeah. My niggas lit, we gon' talk about it. Drop me a body, put chalk around it. Packs of that money, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, let's talk about it. Pull up in farmers, I'm double parking. Step in the spot, you know who ballin'. Too many lefts, you know about the gang. I stay with the triple, no run up on me. You know how I'm moving, you know how